Yeah. So this is the workspace name where we can give. So suppose based on your drive, see now you are able to see. See compared to C drive, every time try to use D and E. So now what I want to use now new folder. So inside the new folder, Naveen Vamsi workspace. See, this is for your training workspace which I want created. What I will do, so I will go here and I will select this one. So then what I will do, I will keep here. So then all programs what I am doing, it will save here. Browse. So once we created, it will come here. Now I want to switch right from here, file, switch workspace, other, we'll mention it. Yes. D drive is having admin rights. That's what it was saying. Why admin rights? I don't know. Too much. So now I created the same folder in E drive. So that's what it is doing. By default, it will create. See here, this is the metadata related to Eclipse. It's loading, right? So now your workspace created in E drive. Now you want to run the program. First, what you need to do, you need to create a one Java program. File here, simple Java program we want to develop. So we are selecting Java program. So core Java, we are going to give the project name core Java program. So this is the Java project we are creating. So now we created. So one folder structure will create. So in the Eclipse every time, see now what we are having all the jars which we are having 1.8 in JDK 1.8 the version we are using. So there the jars which are available, everything will be available here. Now coming to program, now new, if you want to create a class, you need to create. So basic package I am giving com.core Java core. Now first program or hello world program I am going to develop. So you no need to give explicitly how you are writing in Notepad++. By default, it will be extended by Java because we are developing Java project. So here the public static method, if you want to keep, by default it will come. So construction from superclass, everything will become. So now click on finish. So once you click on finish, so package name com.core Java, inside that hello world will create. See, when you select public static main method, by default it will come. Now you want to test your program. Sys out control space. When you click on this control space, by default it will come system.out.println. So now what we are doing, hello world or print hello world. Now we are clear, right? See, what I will do is, now I want to see this. See, what is this? This is the compile time error. So by default, our workspace will show. But if you want to develop by using Notepad or editors, when you compile, it will get. You are getting what I'm saying? The same program you are trying to save by using what? Notepad++ or editors. Whenever you run Java C, then only you are able to see this error. This is compile time error. So what it is saying, you can see the error. Create local variables is out, or you need to keep it as a understandable like system. Because now we are keeping this. Now we are able to close this problem. See, this is the compile time problem. By default, Eclipse editor will show compilation problems. Any syntax errors we are writing, it will show. Now you are done. Now you want to run your program. What you need to do? Right click, run as Java application. This is by default, it will come. So what it is printing? Print hello world. You are getting what I'm saying? You no need to write anything. See, when you run your Java program, by default, it will compile and it will give the output. Means Java command, Java hyphen hello world. So will print. Now you need to understand, sir, you did not set any class path and all, right? You can see this is the project we have created. This is the class. Now coming to build path. So in the build path, what exactly it was there in the library? By default, it will be all JRE system available. You are getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Remove this. Okay. See what you are getting? You are getting errors.
Errors.
You are getting what I'm saying? Means I removed class path from project. Now configure build path. Here there is no class path. Now you need to do add library. So add library, here you need to go user library, next back, not user library, JRE system library. Now come here, alternate JRE. So this already we installed. Let us assume it is not there. What you need to do? Remove this. So once you remove this, there is no JRE. Now what we need to do? Standard VM. Now go there, directory. So where is our by default Java will be available? It is in C drive.
E.
C drive, C drive, program files. Inside the program files, what will be available? Java. So inside the Java, we need to select JDK 1.8. Now once you select, all will load and it will finish. Now finally what it is available? JDK 1.8. Now I selected this and I'm clicking OK. So once I click OK, this drop down will be available. So once you select alternate JRE, finish. So what it is there? It is available. Now apply OK. So what is the errors where? Where are the errors? Errors were resolved. This is how your Eclipse is working. Class path. You are getting what I'm saying? Now the print all overall program was executed successfully. Clear or any doubt how you are going to execute in Eclipse?
Clear.
And
See,
what is that calm.core package?
so this is the package structure. Suppose if you want to write any program, or anything. In real time, how many classes will be available? Based on the module, there are many, 1000 or 2000. But you want to identify based on the package. Now you can see this. How many jars are there? There are many, right? There are many. You are able to see. See, each jar is having their own functionality. So they are going to develop each based on the module, based on the while, they are going to develop the one package. Inside the package, they are going to mention. Packages means based on the requirement, they are separating the classes. See, because so based on the package, we can call it as module. This is util module. This is web service module. So some developers will work on web service module, some developers work on util. So that's based on requirement. So means we are segregating to identify easily. We are mentioning package name. This is related to net package. This is utility. This is web service. This is decoder. This is info. So like that, we are going to develop. These are all the jars. So here in our project, we are going to develop core Java program. So if you want to develop advanced programs like now this is basic program. Now what I will do, I will create one more program, one more package, com dot operators. So means related to operator programs, I am going to develop all classes. Means class addition. You are getting what I am saying? Now I'm going to do addition. Now come here. First what we need to write? Public static void main string. Yes. Or string args. What I am doing here? Public int add data type int a comma int b. Come here. So return a plus b. Now what it is returning output into C. Finally output we are going to get. So that's C I want to print. Now clear, right? So now I want to run. What is the output for this? You are getting what is the output for this?
Addition of
What is the output? 25. So what it is doing in the main method, we are calling addition class. One more method we defined, which is static method, and it is return type is integer. Means so we are passing integer values and trying to get the integer values. So here what we are doing in the addition class, we are calling add method. That add method we are passing 10 and 5. So here 10 and 5, whenever this line will execute, what will happen? So it will go to here, it will go to here, then it will try to execute this logic first. So now a plus b will execute. After that, this final addition method is returning addition value which we are capturing in C. That C value we are finally printing. You are clear? Now C related to two package. This is basic program. This is related to operations. So that's what we are going to split to understand more on. Nothing is there. Package means we are going to develop based on our requirement. Clear or any doubt on package?
Yeah.
See now suppose there is a SBI calculator or a ICICI, there are modules will be there, let us assume. So we want to keep module names like this. Inside that we are going to write actual classes and business logic. Just module wise we want to segregate by mentioning package name.
It should be com dot something or
Always calm dot organization. Now you can see. I will let you know that in advanced program. Suppose your company name is, suppose my company name is TCS. So I will start with my package like com dot TCS organization name dot project is related to Silicon Valley Bank. Let us assume SVB or ICICI Bank. ICICI. My module was login page. Login. So till ICICI it is common package name. After that again based on the module name you need to mention TCS dot ICICI dot login module. So login page will login will take care. Now coming to other module, sign up login dot TCS dot ICICI dot sign up. You are getting
okay.
com dot TCS dot ICICI dot. So what is transfer? Fund transfer. Fund TRNSF fund transfer. Now com dot TCS dot ICICI dot withdraw. So
So
see,
all the packages related packages stored in this
yes,
package.
that's what I am saying. So but module wise we are going to keep package name. After that inside that we are going to mention classes. You are getting,
Classes.
yes. So classes means related to login logic we are developing, related to sign up logic, related to fund transfer, related to withdraw. Clear? So this is the package name. You no need to worry about that. Why do if while creating in Eclipse we need to mention, or else we can give default name also. You no need to mention anything also. For just basic purpose I am giving. So it is getting error. You can say add package not required. Now what I am going to do is I want to remove it. Move hello world to default package. So this is the default package. So by default Eclipse will create for you. You no need to mention anything. Again it will run the program. Clear? But here you are seeing default package. It should not be the way to write. So we need to mention at least our module name like package. Now clear? Are any doubts? Any doubts?
No.
Okay. Now you are clear, right? How to set class path and all. You need to click on, once creating the project, you need to click on right click. Then you need to go for build path. There you need to select your JRE and JDK. So while creating the workspace, by default it will load the JDK version. Without that, the Eclipse will not go for workspace creation. So you no need to set explicitly. Sometimes we need to mention the version. Based on the version we need to change it. Anyway, no problem, you can see this we already discussed, right? Once code is completed into JVM bytecode, the JRE will work. See how the JVM look like. So what exactly it will contains internally. So this is the JVM. Initially JVM will be load the class. After loading the class, so if you are mentioning methods, so it will go for method area, heap for properties and variable, JVM language tag, PC registers, native methods, This is the JVM memory areas. So once the memory allocation will start, it will go for execute engines. If we are having any native method interfaces, it will come. Native method libraries will come here. Overall, your Java program will run like this only. You are getting what I'm saying? This is the way the steps are involved. You need to remember this. So how JVM will execute means there are three steps will be there. Like there are around three memory parts will be there. One is initial step is loading the class. After loading that allocation of JVM memory, after that once allocation is done, the execution part. So JVM memory, there are five memory allocations will be there. One is method area. So which method you are going to create in your class, it will come. Coming to heap, you are going to create the new objects and variables. There that heap memory will store. So JVM related to language understanding, like which language we are going to import and invoke. PC registers register related thing. Native methods will be related to stacks. Stacks means like collection framework which we want to use. After allocation, execution will start. If any interface related native method interfaces will come, native method libraries. These are external methods libraries which we are using. Now how class loader will work? There are three steps involved in class loader. One is bootstrap class loader, another one is extension class loader, another one is application class loader. See, before you just now you have developed one class, like that is hello world class. So now whenever you click on run, right, run Java application, so your JRE will invoke. Once JRE will invoke, your JVM will start the loading this program. So how it is loading? Now see, RT dot is the entry point. You can see here bootstrap class. So bootstrap class means RT dot jar. See, whenever you will click on execution, this RT dot jar first internally will click. See, you are not having this. You are not having this. So let us assume. Again, I am going to remove this library. Build path, come here, remove. Okay. So just now I removed. Now I try to execute, run as Java application. What will happen? A JNI error occurred. Please check your installation and try again. You are getting what I'm saying? Means this RT.jar is not loaded. You can see this error in Google also. You are getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Java exception has occurred. Clear? So they are clearly saying exception event. So we need to set that. For that, we will get the solution. Let me open this one. Workflow directly will give the steps. Now you come here. Come and see here. For I am deleting my metadata for the folder Eclipse. The problem when you are copying this whole metadata. So see, I face the same issue with Eclipse currently while running. So I am running on JDK. It seems on that the current version of Ant something. Prefer Ant runtime at time. So we need to save this. So directly it was saying it resolved my problem. So whenever they are adding JDK. So without that we cannot run. Now entry point for our program is rt.jar. Finish, apply, okay. Or else you can see the error. Main java.lang.no class founder L string means Class not found exception we are getting. This is the related to class loader. Just now what we are discussing. See, if you want to load your class loader should be there. So that class loader where we are having rt.jar. So this is the entry point for Java program. This main method will have inside the rt.jar. So total Java programming main method is the important. Without main method, we cannot execute our program. We cannot execute our program means, so we are not at all pointing out rt.jar. This rt.jar will load this main method. So inside the rules, whatever the set of lines we are writing, it will load and assign. Now class path is the entry point. Now extension class loader. This is the child class loader for Bootstrap. This is the Bootstrap class. So which we are having. This class loader is the child class of Bootstrap. So this Bootstrap class loader will having extensions. Where are that extension? This is the host name dot jar related things. So all are jar inside the extension it will load. First initially rt.jar will load. Inside the rt.jar, so whatever the required classes we required, so it will load. After that, this rt.jar, the child class child classes will be available in extension folder. This all library, extension library is having. These are all the mandatory. So if you want to run if you want to see this, you can delete this all jars. You can go for JDK and you can delete this, but it won't run. So if the rt.jar will should run, all dependency like child jar should be available. This is what we are saying. Now from Bootstrap. Now coming to extension class loader. This, let us assume these two jars were loaded. Now final our classes, whatever the program we are running, this application or system class loader will load and it will give to extension and Bootstrap class loader. These two will going to taking care of allocating the JVM memory. See how class loader is loading. See now, see you can see, you need to understand first step. So your main class should be load. So there are 3 steps involved to load the class. First, rt.jar should load, that related dependency jar, that extension class loader. After that, the actual your class loader, actual class will load with the help of class loader. Now your class loader should work based on what basis? We should set externally Bootstrap and external class loader. Then only your actual class will load. So now you can see this is custom class. Just now you have written hello world. So first initially it will load system.class loader. Now system class loader will be available in extension class loader and it will be on top of Bootstrap. The parent class would be Bootstrap and inside that this child class will be there. This child class will be again we are having system class loader. This system class loader will lead all your custom classes. Not only single class. Now we are having 2 classes. You are getting what I'm saying? These 2 will load whenever your program will run. Clear, right? So this is the steps involved in the class loader. Now coming to other part, like how heap memory. Java method area stores the class structures like metadata, the constants, runtime pool, and the code for the methods. So what exactly this is having to store? So this is the method area, right? So the method area we are defining integer and int a and b. These are the 2 variables. You are getting what I'm saying? Or any confusion? Hello. Now we discuss. See, the first part class loader will do. It will load with the help of Bootstrap and extension class loader. Our class will load. So once we are loading, we should allocate the memory, right? For this program, JVM should allocate the memory. That memory part is in this next screen, like next image. Next box is there, right? Method area, heap area, JVM on. How the memory allocation for program we are going to discuss now. You are clear or any doubt?
Clear.
Okay. Now coming to method area. So method area, what it is storing exactly? Class structures like metadata, the content runtime pools. See, these are the class structure. So it is going to allocate the memory for total class Inside that, based on that method area, whatever the methods we are having, these methods are depending two variables. You are getting these two variable memory allocations also will happen in method area. Now coming to heap. Now you need to understand this. All the objects. See, this is the basic class we are writing. Now I want to get this class into other class. So try to understand. So don't think much on this. Just try to understand the concept. Extend class. Let us just extend example. See, now I created this. See, I want to use this addition method. This addition method is there, right, in this class. I want to use in just as of now, let it be. Now I want to use the same method in another class. What I need to do? I need to create the class, object class here. Control public static obj equal to new addition. Now clear, right? Now you need to import this class because this is in another package. Now you can see this is the import operation, which is from com dot operation dot this one. This class is contained inside this package. Now we want to use the same program in our another package, which is having extends example. Now I created object. So now I created object, then that methods will be available. Now add method is going to come here. Now same program, I am going to apply 100 under 200. As of now, just try to understand basic. Don't go for in-depth. I will show you how the method calling and all. So now the same variable I am going to assign. Now I want to print sysout. C plus C. Right click, run as Java application. Now what is the output? 300. What is happening here? This is the skeleton class. Now we are trying to invoke this method. Where it will go? It will come addition class method while executing. It will pass 100, 200 here. Once pass that, return 100 plus 300. Some XYZ operation is. See, now here we are doing the indirect program. Means we are not going to develop again addition logic. Whatever the addition logic here we are having, just we want to use. This we can call it as inheritance or object invocation. Now you are adding addition program, just you are passing. You are not showing any implementation details in this class. This we can call it as abstraction. You are getting?
Reusing the all the
Exactly, reusing and hiding the internal implementation. What is the internal implementation here? Addition. But we don't want to give whoever developing this module. What we are going to say, so hi boss, give me two amounts. I will addition and I will send it to you. You no need to bother about what I have developed inside the addition method. Clear? Vamsi developed this program. Navin wants to use it because he don't want to use. He don't want to develop again. He don't want to spend much more. Just whatever the Navin is developed, he wants to go. He wants to use it. So at that time, I will tell to Navin. So Vamsi is going to say, I have developed so and so. These are the so and so input parameters. They are so and so output parameters. Please use it. Let it be. As of now, let it be. Now here what we have done? We have done created object. So created object with new parameter param. Whenever we create this object, your program execution happen in where method area. But what inside this method in the class, there is heap memory will create. what heap memory will create? This class heap memory means, see now two programs are executing, extend example and addition. You are clear? You are clear or any
Yes,
confusion?
yes,
In
yes.
this program, two programs are executing. One is addition class, another is extends example.
Extended example.
Now your extends example initially will go here, method area, based on the requirement will execute. But coming to here, right, this is the major steps. It will go for heap memory because we are creating the object. Now, object creation means instance. This is the instance. Instance means object. So means this is the object where heap memory will save. So means this area it will come. Third step it will come. This where it will go, actual class methods will go here. Object class will come here. Means reference object what we are going to use in a xyz class. So where object class method will go, heap area. So whatever the logic inside the object class having, all will be allocated to heap memory. This is what the step I am going to explain. Now you are clear, I think so, about heap. Related
Yes,
to
sir.
instance variable, this we can call it as instance class or object class. Getting what I'm saying? We can call it as instance or object. Clear? So now this class is having xyz variables, xyz method. All will go to heap area. This is the main. Any arrays are stored in the heap. This memory is common and shared across the multiple threads. Now coming to Java language stacks. Now you are clear, right? Method area and heap.
Yes, sir.
Now coming to JVM stacks. So store local variables. Now coming to one class. Store local variables. Extend class is there. See, these two are instance class object. What is this? What is this? This is the local class. Local variable for this class, right? So this memory allocation will happen in JVM stacks. It's a partial result. Each thread has its own JVM stack, create simultaneously as thread created. New frame created whenever method is invoked and delete when the method invocation process is completed. Now, let's understand more on this. Now, what I am doing is, I don't want to keep this logic in here. I want to create method execute. Inside that, I'm keeping this. Can you wait 1 minute? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Sir, I'm Arvind, sir. First time I'm told